from Chicago just got stripped of their title. You know, that how much is part of what NASCAR is all about, and then when does it go into cheating?
Basically, we have a rule book, and it's our job, or the crew and the crew chief's job to bend that rule book as far as it'll go without breaking. To be competitive, you have to use every thousandth of a second in every measurement that NASCAR allows, and when they allow tolerances, you want to use the full amount of that tolerance when it comes to the body and aerodynamics and suspension and measurements. You're getting every little bit that you can. And you also try to look for little, loopholes or look at the wordage in the rules themselves and try to figure out ways to find an advantage that's not necessarily against the rules. It's just not a rule yet. And, that's what the rule book is. It's full of rules that are made because guys were smart enough to create areas and gray areas where NASCAR had to step in and say, hey, we can't allow this, or we have to put you in this box. And so that's basically how the rule book has developed over the years. It's come from, guys really getting creative and doing things outside the box.
Okay, if your crew chief did something, bending the rules that could get you in trouble, would you know everything your crew chief did? Is there a chance that he could do something where you would be surprised that he did so?
In all honesty, yes. I mean, most of the time when a crew chief does something that's pretty much blatant against the rules, he doesn't want anybody to know, not even the driver. There'll be only maybe a select few guys in the shop or that work on that particular piece that know about the legality of it and know about it, how severe it is if it's against the rules. But typically the driver won't know. It just depends on how obvious it is. If it's really mechanical or something under the hood or it's real deep inside the race car, the driver might have a clue about it.
You talked to Tony Stewart?
Every once in a while. I've seen most times it's at the racetrack. I don't see him outside the racetrack much. He lives up in Indiana, I think.
How's he doing?
I think he's doing pretty good. He seems like, I guess they just bought this new sprint car series, typical hour series. I kind of keep up with how he's doing more so on social media and through reading articles of, where he's out there talking. But I haven't really reached out to him and spent a lot of time trying to really pick his brain and see where he's at. But, he's been in a race car. He seems like he's happy inside the car. Seems like when he's out around in the garage, being around his kind of people, it seems to make him feel better.
What are you going to miss most about Jeff Gordon when he retires?
He's a huge part of the success of Hendrick Motorsports. And, without him there as a driver, what does that take away from the company? And he says he's going to stick around and work within the company and be involved. And I hope that he is, because he brings so much to the table and giving us the ability to be fast and perform. And he's so smart and clever as a driver and as a teammate. We really lean on him. I lean on him a lot about trying to get my cars competitive. So that's going to be a void that's going to be hard to fill.
And also, your dad and Jeff had this great rivalry because they were opposites, and that's where NASCAR fans almost had to pick sides of, the Intimidator and old NASCAR, and then here's Jeff coming in looking different, acting different than the previous legends of the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. It was much like the manufacturer rivalries between Chevy and Ford. Made you pick sides. You definitely weren't down the middle. You had one or the other. And they were different. They were good friends, though. They had several businesses that they worked on together and owned together. And I think Jeff leaned on and trusted Dad, learning everything he could outside of the race car. Now, inside the race car, when you're a driver, you think you know everything. You're not looking for anybody's help. But outside of the car, I think him and Dad taught him quite a lot about NASCAR, the business, how it works, and it's pretty interesting, seeing that relationship where a lot of people didn't have, weren't privy to that side of their friendship and their relationship where I was.
Are you 40 now, Junior?
I know.